morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to talk about Pokemon Card 151 and a couple of cards from Pokemon Card 151 that are getting frankly silly. Now, the good news is, even though it's literally been less than a day since this all kicked off and went stupid, things are getting a little bit better. And I do mean a little bit better. It's not amazing. Some of these cards you're paying well above the odds for, but at least things are getting a little bit better. I mean, this image was sent out by the lovely Poketage yesterday, a good friend of ours, and apparently the special art Erika, or the special illustration rare Erika, sold for 300,000 yen, which you can see converted on the screen there is £1,794, which is clearly ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely preposterously ridiculous. I know there's more people actually watching from the US than there are from the UK, so that works out at $2,125. It's not that bad. But it's still not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's a polite way to put it. As I sit here at the moment, if we look at, say, Card Rush, for example, they do have the special illustration rare Erika in stock for 118,000 yen. That is a ridiculous amount of money, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely ridiculous amount of money. That is coming in at, well, if we use a bit of conversion and round it a little bit, you're talking about $835 or about £650. Yeah. That is an absurd amount of money. That is a huge amount of money. But of course, we need to go and compare that. Like, how does that compare to some of the other cards that we've seen going silly recently? Well, I mean, if we compare it to, say, Iono as an example, and I do think it's very important to note that with Iono, we need to go back to when it released. We're not interested in what it costs now. We are looking at Erika on release. We should look at Iono on release. Iono on release was 188,000. So I'll say this. 118,000 for Erika might be stupid dumb, and it is. At least it is a fair bit lower than Iono was. I mean, Iono was 188,000 yen, so that one on release, and it's come down a bit since, $1,330. That's silly, ladies and gentlemen. That is clearly absolutely silly. Now, of course, Card Rush is like a proper online store, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive than some of the others might be. So if we have a look over on Mercari, which, as I've said before, is kind of what Japan tend to use rather than eBay a lot of the time for this kind of stuff, and we have a look at Erika here, and we see how much it's actually selling for over there, it is a fair bit more reasonable. Like, there are some listings for, like, well, about 75,000 yen. Now, of course, when you're on Mercari, you need to always remember that things might not be quite as mint as they appear. You do need to bear that in mind. It's like buying off eBay. You know that sometimes you got to be a bit careful. Not all sellers are lovely, I think, is a nice way to put it. I'd love to say that everyone is going to be completely above board. We know that is unfortunately not always a reality from third-party sellers. So cross your fingers. Now, when it came out, Iono on Mercari was a lot more than that. They were for sale over on Mercari on the release day for like 180,000 yen plus. So look, Erika is significantly lower than Iono, but let's not pretend this is some kind of like super cheap card. I'm comparing it to Iono because Iono is like the most ridiculous one we've seen, and it makes a good comparison. But let's be perfectly clear, this is an $835 card on release. That is absurd, ladies and gentlemen. That is absurd. But there's something else which is even dumber. You see, I showed you a couple of days ago that we've got this Master Ball Reverse Holo. Now, all the results I'm seeing at the moment, all the information I'm getting, and this is not confirmed, but all the information I'm seeing at the moment is Master Ball is 1 per box. So essentially, we've got these reverse holos, and you get a reverse holo basically in every pack where the reverse holo slot isn't already taken by something like an artwork rare, for instance. But 1 pack per box has this Master Ball pattern, which is obviously a lot more sought after. And to be fair, right, you know what? I'm just going to pause the video. I'm going to go and count how many different ones there are. I'll be back in a minute. Wait, I don't need to count. There's 165 cards in the set. Every card in the set can have a reverse holo, including the holo cards, other than the EXs. There are 12 EXs. Ergo, there are 153 cards in the set that can appear as reverse holos. Which means there are 153 cards in the set which can appear as Master Ball reverse holos. There is 1 Master Ball reverse holo per box, which means that you will get essentially each of these Master Ball reverse holos will come up 1 in every 153 boxes. Okay, I kind of get it now. So basically, you would have to buy 153 boxes without doubling up on the Master Ball rare to guarantee getting 1 of each, or to guarantee getting the one that you want, which is clearly not ideal. And that means that some of these have gone dumb. So which ones are the most sought after? I mean, there's 2 that really jump above, and one of them's Erika's Invitation. The Master Ball rare of Erika's Invitation is currently selling for 44,800 yen. 44,800 yen. That is a $320 card or a $250 card. This is a reverse holo card. Although, again, just to be clear, calling it a reverse holo card is very much disingenuous, because it's not really a reverse holo, it's your once per box Master Ball reverse holo. But as previously mentioned, these are essentially 1 in every 153 boxes, at least to guarantee the one that you want, because each one comes up 1 in every 153 boxes. So yeah, okay, fine, I get it. That is still an absurd amount of money for a card that isn't like a special illustration rare or something along those lines. Perfectly understandable, of course, but still kind of dumb. There is one other, which is just an absolutely redonkulously absurd price. It's Pikachu. Obviously, it's Pikachu. It is the Master Ball reverse holo of Pikachu, which is coming in at 40,000 yen, which, to be clear, is really not much less. 40,000 yen, you're looking at £220 or $285, with a tiny bit of rounding going on. These cards aren't cheap, ladies and gentlemen. These Master Ball reverse holos, I told you the other day when they came around for the first time, I told you this could create some silliness, and it is very clearly creating some silliness. But I do kind of get it, because I want the Snorlax, I want the Porygon, I want the 2 Okacheke cards, Slowpoke and Slowbro. Now, for me, it's going to be quite simple. When I'm touring card shops around the World Championships when I'm in Japan, I'm going to have to go and have a look here. And I'm going to have to see how much the Master Ball reverse holos are, and I'm going to have to make a decision. Do I really need the Master Ball reverse holo Porygon and the Master Ball reverse holo Okacheke cards? Maybe. I mean, the good news is they do drop off a bit after Pikachu. I mean, after Pikachu, the next 2 highest are Flareon and Eevee, both of which are coming in around about 10,000 yen. And 10,000 yen is literally a quarter of Pikachu. So you're talking, they're only $70 cards or $55 cards. Like, that's still way too much money, let's be clear. But at least it's more sensible. It's a little bit more reasonable. Still quite a bit. And I've left them on the screen. You'll notice the special illustration rares of Venusaur and Alakazam are coming in at basically the same price as the Eevee here. Although actually, I'm having a little bit of a look. The picture of the Porygon on the screen is clearly the reverse holo, but I've gone and Google translated the listing so you can see. It clearly says Porygon Master Ball Mirror. It's only 1,000 yen. That's like £5.50. Or $7. I'd pay £5.50 for this Porygon in a heartbeat. I might put an order for this one in a minute. That's kind of cool. So look, not all of the Master Ball mirrors are going to be redonkulously expensive, but let's be perfectly clear, they are not exactly going to be particularly cheap or reasonable. You are going to be paying especially for the popular Pokemon. Just be thankful if your favorite is one of the cheaper ones like Porygon. Just be thankful, yeah. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know. Erika's getting dumb, and these Master Ball mirrors are getting a little bit silly. Not as bad as Iono, but still pretty silly. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know which of these cards you're going to be picking up. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Chelsea Rose, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to Chelsea Rose for all the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.